Hello and welcome. This is your host, Babikar Muhammad, and you're watching The Brown Land. Today, let's begin with our top major headlines. The Sudanese Revolutionary Front presents its initiative to address the country's crisis to the NUP. Luqman, relieved of his post as Director of Radio and Television, Al-Buzai named his successor. Cabinet employees received colleagues reinstated to post by court. The Sudanese Revolutionary Front has stressed that it's moving forward in sitting with all parties and political forces that love peace and democratic transition about its initiative that was recently proposed to solve the country's crisis. This came during a meeting that included a delegation of the SRF headed by Dr. Al-Hadi Idris, chairperson of the Revolutionary Front, and members of the NUP, headed by retired Major General Fadlallah Burma Nasser, head of the party at the Ummah Party headquarters in Omdurman, on the SRF's proposal to solve the country's crisis. Luqman, relieved of his post as Director of Radio and Television, Al-Buzai has been named his successor. President of the Transitional Sovereignty Council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, issued today a decision relieving Luqman Ahmed Mohammed from his post as Director of Radio and Television Corporation and assigning Ibrahim Mohammed Ibrahim Al-Buzai as his successor. Cabinet employees received colleagues reinstated to posts by court. Workers in the General Secretariat of the Council of Ministers received today the second batch of their colleagues who were recently returned to service at the order of the Supreme National Court. Addressing the reinstated employees, Acting Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Usman Hussein Usman, praised the role played by cabinet workers in advancing the executive activity in the country in full professionalism, institutionalism, discipline, and high administrative commitment. For their part, those returning to service by the decision of the Supreme National Court expressed their thanks and appreciation to their colleagues in the General Secretariat of the Council of Ministers for the warm reception, stressing that they will work with their colleagues in a team spirit and will complete impartiality so that the General Secretariat of the Council of Ministers maintains its pioneering and distinguished position in the process of executive work in the country. Justice Minister approves of Bar Association exam. The Council of Regulating Law Professionalism, headed by Acting Minister of Justice, Honorable Mohammed Saeed Al-Hilu, approved the result of the exam of the Bar Association for the September 2021 session. General Counsel Usman Suraj Al-Nur, Secretary of the Council, stated that the number of applicants who sat for this session reached 3,777, with the number of successful candidates reaching to 901. Indicating that there is progress in the success rate for this session by 23%. Dr. Abdul Baghi discusses with Al-Matan Company development of leather industry. Member of the Transitional Sovereignty Council, Dr. Abdul Baghi Abdul Qadir, received today in his office at the Republican Palace a delegation of Al-Matan Company for training in leather industry, headed by Acting General Director of the company, Suhair Mustafa Osman. Following the meeting, the Director General of the company pointed out in a press statement that the meeting discussed problems that face the leather industry in Sudan and the means of developing it from raw materials into leather made for the benefit of the economy and trading of craftsmen, and modern training or modern tanning methods and mechanisms besides supporting environmentally friendly production process. Quarantine administration affirms export of livestock to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The General Quarantines and Meat Health Administration at the Federal Ministry of Animal Resources has underscored export within the past days of 53,225 heads of sheep and 93 heads of camel to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with the rate of immunity exceeding 80%. Director General of the General Quarantines and Meat Health Administration, Dr. Ali Adam, affirmed the readiness of the administration to inspect and investigate and quarantine livestock and meat, and tighten control over exports at land, sea, and airports. He praised the role played by the veterinary and technical cadres working in the ministry and their good performance at quarantines and inspection centers in the States. Africa Development Fund approves $5.5 million to fund Phase 2 of IGAD's energy project. The Board of Directors of the African Development Fund has approved a $5.5 million technical assistance grant to kickstart the rollout of the flagship Desert to Power initiative in the Eastern Sahel region countries of Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Sudan. Known as the East Africa Regional Energy Project, it will be financed through the IDF 15 Regional Public Good window of the African Development Fund, the concessional arm of the African Development Bank Group. The project will develop technical studies for regional solar parks and associated battery storage near regional energy interconnectors and high voltage cables that connect the electricity systems of neighboring countries. That's it for today, dear viewers. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Babikar Muhammad, and I'd like to see you next time. Goodbye.